Hello everyone. How many of you guys have learned how to pay taxes or like to buy a house in school? No? Not many of us have, and that's why I think schools should have more lifestyle classes to better prepare students when they graduate, when they go into the real world, so they have a little bit more of an idea of what to do. Everybody's been in a situation when they graduate, you're like, what do I do now, right? And some people have help, some people don't. So those people that don't have help, these classes would really help them. So today I'll be talking about how schools should have more lifestyle classes put in place to help involve students with their mental health or money management or how to, stuff like that. So the first one is money management. How to save money properly. Not many people know how to save or how much they should save to get a good savings by when they're older, when they need it. And these classes would help give students the pros and cons of like what you should save and how much you should save, and it would help them. And these classes would help give support for those students that didn't have the support at home. Now also what to invest in. Many people don't know what to invest in, like invest their money in, and what would help them with their money and what wouldn't help them with their money. That's why the money management classes would help them know what to invest in. So according to National Financial Educators Council of 2022, money management would help students with what they should invest in. So which kind of things you should put your money into and would help grow your money, and which techniques would help you. Okay? Now we're going to talk about mental health classes. Especially with the way the world is today, I think it would benefit a lot of students with these mental health classes. Because the world, going back to money management, especially with the world is today, with the prices going up with everything, it's getting a lot harder and trickier for new students that are entering the real world. Now, back to the mental health classes. These would help with, especially in younger children, their social and emotional skills and how to cope with things or how to solve problems. And nowadays, more and more people have these problems. And that's why I think these mental health classes, or just a little training in schools, would help them. Also, these mental health classes would help with the students' work ethic. According to HIPPY of 2022, these classes would help students, like I said, with their social and emotional well-being in classes, making them perform better in other classes and focus better. And then those students' parents and their teachers would see a great improvement in their grades and stuff like that. So yeah, we see a better improvement in students' work ethic. Now the other classes that the students would benefit from would be writing checks. I know some schools today, they do like pretend checks to help you, and not many of us use checks nowadays, but some people still do, and it would still be like helpful in case you needed to use a check. But yeah, and then how to pay taxes and bills and stuff like that, how to keep track of them and how much you should pay towards them would help students figure out like the basics, the steps, what to use, how to do it, how much money you get, stuff like that. And everybody has to deal with taxes and bills, at least mostly everybody. But yeah, cooking is another class that schools would benefit from. Now most schools have cooking classes that help their students, but it would just be a better thing. Like, I know some schools, like the high school I went to, they had cooking classes to help with them, but I know some schools don't. And that's like a basic need. Everybody needs to know how to cook and do that stuff for themselves. They gain a lot of knowledge from different stuff like that. Now, the counter argument, which is why some people might say, well, why do these schools need these lifestyle classes? Some people might say that it causes these students more stress, but if we did the mental health classes, it would help them with their stress. According to Cadavera of 2022, she states that schools shouldn't be responsible for these classes, which doesn't really make sense because in school you're trying to learn everything. I personally don't understand why we have to learn these ridiculous equations and memorize those rather than learning how to pay taxes and stuff like that. Because that's more, we're going to use the taxes more in life than we are going to use the equations. So overall, I think schools and students would benefit from these classes, and it would help the students' work ethic and make them better in schools and in their classes. They get better grades. So when thinking about